It was in 1962 that I first came across some advertisement regarding the kind of work that is going on in Kaivalyadhama. They were asking whether one would like to join the institution as a student. I wrote a letter to Swamiji saying that I have all these qualifications, I don't mind being a student. But in addition to that, could you provide me with some job because I am highly qualified? I wasn't so highly qualified, but when you apply, you always say you are highly qualified. And then he called me for an interview to Bombay, and then during the interview, there was no specific question regarding what I was supposed to do. He just made inquiries about my inclinations and what I had studied, with the hope that I would be of some. Then they selected me to be a research assistant. Yeah, you see, after I joined this institution, I had a word with Dr. Vinekar and Swamiji. He said, we should have a fortnightly symposium kind of thing, in which everyone will be a participant. So this particular Monday, somebody will speak about what he learned from yoga. Swamiji participated. The house was full naturally. He had come all the way from Bombay for this purpose. So the topic was what I have learned from yoga. Swamiji's first sentence was, I shall not talk on what yoga has taught me. See, it was a very significant remark. Because the way in which we had thought of it was, what yoga has taught me. This is the usual kind of thing. It has a lot to teach, and I take only a part of it. Then it's not the fault of yoga. See, this is a remarkable one-sentence statement, which is extremely full of ideas. What should be your attitude towards learning? It's not that the learning, the thing that you are going to learn has certain vacuous points. You haven't been able to get it. If you are really serious about it, then what it has 100 things to teach. Do I have the ability and the inclination to receive it? See, this is the kind of attitude he thought was proper for any student of yoga. This one sentence that he gave, it is so full of fertile scope for expansion. That was the way in which he always. I cannot say that my contributions have been very rich or crucial.
I'm sure many would argue with that.
You see, the institution was during those days considering a project of bringing out an encyclopedia of yoga, a dictionary of yoga, critical editions. So I had been assigned the task of collecting material from Vyasa's Bhashya on the Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Prashastapada's commentary on that. So I started doing those things, of course, and then they guided me about how to go about it. This was a very ambitious scheme. The idea was to provide the persons interested in yoga to have an authentic, comprehensive text. That was the idea of the encyclopedia. I still believe that this is a project which needs to be pursued. What is the purpose of that term, and in terms of its practice, what is it that is brought out by the text and the commentaries and so on? Then by others, for example, there was Kokuche Raghunath Shastri, a great scholar, traditional scholar. He was in charge of collecting material for the encyclopedia from the Smritis. He was collecting material for the same purpose from a group of other texts. Now, each one of us had been assigned this task, and there was Professor Wadekar, we used to have a weekly meeting of all the members. And then you report about the work done during the week and others respond to it.
Right.
From the point of view of academic exercise, this was an experience for me.
Institution evolve and change so much since your time here in the 60s, and now we're here celebrating the centenary year. You must be feeling a lot of emotions, very lucky, very excited, but please tell me, what must it feel like?
From 1962 to 2023 is more than 60 years.
Right.
I am very sure that there are not many people who have had this long an association with the institution without being in the institution.
Right.
I have been in touch with this institution even after leaving this institution. I have participated in many conferences of the institution, practically every international conference perhaps. You see, the most interesting part of it all, I suppose, is that I have been able to participate in the centenary celebrations of an institution in which I worked only for 3 years.
Right.
And then the memories that I have about the various activities, the conferences that I have attended. It is a creative look at the prospects, what needs to be done and how it should be done. And so they have been deliberating on that, although I am not a direct participant and I am not likely to contribute much to it. There is some kind of an emotional joy to see that this is happening. And now they can host international conferences. And disciplines that they have evolved over the decades. I feel excited to be here on the occasion. More than anything else, it is my personal friendship with Mr. Om Prakash, an ordinary worker in the institution looking after the hospital when I was there. Naturally, therefore, I feel extremely proud that from that position to this position. And his single-handed contribution has gone a long way in making what the institution what it is. And that is what makes me really joyous. And that is what draws me again and again to this institution.